Well, as you can tell, we've taken a quick trip away from the classroom to get you out in the real world to talk about presenting wine and opening wine, tableside or even at your own home. And well, some things are beyond my scope, so we brought in an expert, our master sommelier. It is Guy Stout. Guy, if you could chat with us about the proper way to present wine to a table and the proper way to open some of the various wines.
The number one thing is when you're taking an order in the restaurant is to repeat the order to the customer. Then get the bottle as quickly as you can, bring it back to the table, and repeat the name to the customer to confirm that it is indeed the exact wine they ordered.
And are you confirming the year and vintage as well?
Absolutely.
Great. Now, once you've done that, I see you've brought my bottle back. I've ordered a nice red this evening.
Yes, you have.
From there, how does it proceed?
Always present the bottle with a cloth behind it, just to embellish the label and make sure that, and confirm again. And then at this point, you want to hold the bottle facing the host and the table and get your corkscrew out. Then you want to remove the blade. And in the process of opening this, you cut the lower lip of the bottle first with one swipe this way and use the flex mechanism that's built into the knife of the corkscrew and repeat the other side. Then peel the capsule away, peel it like an apple.
Cool.
And then place the capsule away in your pocket. Make sure it's a nice clean cut.
Now, I've noticed through the whole process the label's still facing me. It's very important that I get to watch my label. I see the wine the whole time.
Correct. You don't want to spin the bottle around and around, especially not on the table and spin it around. So then at this point you want to get your corkscrew out, and then you want to drill down with a point down just off center of the cork and give it a twist, and it should stand up. And then you roll it down to a safe level. Now this is a double lever action. You want to use this, and this is where most people mess up, is they don't use the flex mechanism built into the corkscrew. Tilt it back, place the first lip down, reinforce the back side of the lever and make sure it comes out straight. Use the second lift to finish the motion. Then you want to pull the cork, wipe the top of the bottle, present the cork to the customer. All service is on the right hand side. Now I like placing the cork on either a cocktail napkin or use a bread and butter plate to place it. At this point, I will hold the back of the bottle so that, again, the label is facing the table, and I'll pour a small portion, around 1.5 ounces as usual, twist at the end and follow back and wait for confirmation from the host.
Well, naturally, I can't drink while I'm in school, so we're going to assume I tasted it. It's a wonderful wine. What are the etiquette rules about then pouring for the table?
After the initial approval from the host or hostess, you serve ladies first, clockwise around the table, then the gentleman, and always finish with the host or hostess. They're the first to taste, they're the last to be served.
Okay, now that's great with the red wine traditional cork. But you know, New Year's comes, champagne, the cork goes flying, everyone's intimidated. Can you walk us through the differences in opening a caged sparkling or champagne bottle?
Absolutely. I knew you were going to ask
that. It looks like I've ordered quite a bit of wine for today.
All right. Now with champagne service, this is the only time I recommend that you have to have a bucket or an ice bucket to go with the wine. For most white wine or champagne, you must have this. And always make sure you have your glasses at the table. At this point, again, we will reconfirm the wine that was ordered. In this case, we ordered some sparkling wine and embellish the cloth. Try not to shake the bottle up, which I just did. Hold the wine by the label, by the neck, and make sure the label's facing the guest again. Now again, repeat the same procedure, lower lip, just underneath. Now you can use the little string attachment that most champagnes come with, but it's been my experience, there's a high failure rate. So use the corkscrew and
so
again,
just like a traditional foil.
And repeat the same carving motion of the capsule and remove this. And again, place it in your pocket, get it off the table. Find the wire basket. There's a little hoop underneath here. There's 6 turns. Now this is the only time that I don't worry about facing the customer. You want to put your towel over the top and locate the best possible physical position to remove this capsule. A lot of people just remove the cap and then try to remove the cork. As soon as you undo this wire capsule, it's live ammo. It's going to go off. It's just a matter of when. So we use the towel, and what this towel is going to do is muffle the explosion. So if it does pop a little loud, you've caught it. If it does get away from you a bit, it will knock it down. And then also, if it foams over a little bit, it's there to catch that. So we're going to do this. Make sure I'm in the correct position. There's 6 turns on all champagne. I'm going to pretend the cloth is still there.
Of course.
Always have pressure on the top once you start working on this wire basket. 6 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So all sparkling
5,
and champagnes
6.
will have 6 turns?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
I use my finger to pull the wire basket away, my thumb to push it away. I come back over the top of the cloth and at 45-degree angle, grip the cork and twist the base of the bottle. This will ease out. You'll feel the pressure. The CO2 will roll down, the oxygen will flow back over the top, creating an easier exchange of atmosphere. If you open it straight up, it has a tendency to foam over.
Oh, okay.
And again, hold the bottle from the back, utilizing the cloth. We're going to pour.
So pouring champagne and sparklings are the same as pouring a red. Glass stays on the table, pour.
Correct.
Okay.
Never take the glass from the table. The only time you touch the glass is when you put it on the table and when the customer's through.
Great. Now we've covered traditional, we've covered champagne.
Yes.
What about the new kid on the block, these twist-off tops?
Oh,
how do we deal with that in a restaurant setting?
Well, there's a certain technique that I like to use for these, and that is in the presentation process, rather than just present the bottle and go, watch this, I think there's a little bit more delicate way of handling that. You present the bottle, and then much like you do with champagne, I cover the capsule, and then I give it a little counterclockwise twist. We're going to pretend the cloth is still here, but like champagne, you'll have the cloth over. Just grip the collar, the base of the collar, and give it a counterclockwise
So you're
twist.
not holding the top at all. You're actually holding
You're holding
the
the
bottom.
base of the capsule counterclockwise. You heard that little pop. And then you roll this off inside the cloth, and then you're prepared to serve that first glass of wine.
Guy, how important
again,
are these things when
it.
you do a tableside? You know, wine is such an experienced beverage. You know, does this just add to the whole part of coming out, ordering a nice bottle, the service? It's all part of the flavors and the aroma that end up being the final product of wine.
Absolutely. It's the joy. It's like the capsule's not going to make the wine taste better. What's in the bottle will. Now, and finally, in the screw cap or Stelvin service, do not place the cap on the table like you would with the champagne or with the regular wine. Place it in your pocket. Make sure, especially with the still wine and the even screw cap wines, put them in a place where you can get to them later because it's their anniversary. Even though you've asked if you could remove it, they want it later. So make sure you have a little bucket you toss your capsules and corks into.
Well, Guy, great advice. Guys, I hope we've learned a little bit about presenting wine, about opening wines, sparklings, and screw tops. And, well, unfortunately, you got to head back to class.